Alright, so I just got back from Florida and I don't really remember where I left off on explaining what has been done to the trailer, so I'm just going to go over a couple things. The bed is in, well, the bed frame. It looks awesome. There's framing underneath going horizontal, and then there's this board on top which is super smooth, and then the sides, I just barely stained this like 10 minutes ago. Well, more than 10 minutes ago because I'm touching it and it's not wet. But anyway, I stained it so it matches the wall. Looks super cool. The mattress will sit on top of here. I ordered a mattress from Amazon. It was 130 bucks and it's shipping here in 2-3 days. And the size of this bed is called a, what's it called? A short full. So it's 48 inches by 75 inches wide, which is a vintage RV bed, really what it is. They used to make them all that size back in the day. Now they're a little bit harder to find, but thanks to Amazon I got one at a good deal. So that'll look really awesome when that's in. I also just barely stained this trim. Look how cool that trim looks on the window. That was awesome. My roommate's dad did that. Like I've said before, he used to be a carpenter, so he is super skilled with that stuff. He also put this trim in, which I love. Haven't decided if I'm gonna stain it or leave it yet, because I kind of like how light it looks. But he just put that in, and that seriously looks so cool. I love it. It looks so clean. I need to sweep in here, but that's not a big deal. So let's see what else. I also lined all of these and put these cute little storage things in there. I even lined the bottom, so that looks great. I also just barely lined these. Put some silverware in there. Lined this one, got some spatulas. Just starting to put some things in. I lined this big thing in there. That looks good. Let's see what else. So, let's see what else. So these, come on, there we go. I got these little things to hold all my food in so when I'm driving they won't slide all around. Got one for this as well. I love how those are magnetic to the top, makes it really easy. What else? What else? I have tons of storage under my bed. Look at that. So it's 48 inches wide and 16.5 inches tall. I can fit like all the totes that I want in there, and I will for storage purposes. So the closet is looking pretty cool too. So I already started putting some hangers in there. I have to put a lot more. But I got a little laundry basket that I'm going to keep in here. I have one more of those that I'm going to put in here, which is awesome. And then over here, I started duct taping it. So everything in the trailer is so nice. I hate to duct tape anything, but the reason I'm duct taping that top part of the ceiling is because someone either cut a piece of wood out, maybe a wood was rotted. I don't really know what happened, but back in the day somebody put a slit through there and it has fallen out because there's no framing above it to attach anything to it, so there's really just insulation above it and there's nothing I can do to fix it. So I have to go a little redneck and use duct tape in my trailer, but if you're living in a trailer, I feel like it's okay to use duct tape for that kind of thing. So I just barely started doing the first layer of duct tape. I'm gonna literally do about 30 layers of duct tape going back and forth because I don't want any bugs to get in there. That's really the only part that's exposed to the elements. Well, not really even exposed because the trailer has a roof, but I still don't want any bugs coming in. There has to be no chance of bugs because when it rains, they used to come in before and it was very scary. Alright, let's talk some progress. It's been a couple days since I've been filming and there's a couple reasons why. One, I'm really cracking down on finishing this thing up because I want to get it on the mountain. So I just put the camera away and just started getting to it. Okay, so you saw the curtains before, which are adorable. There's a little Brookie's food bowl. Something that I just did. So this here used to be like a refrigerator that the guy who owned it before me took out. So there was never anything in there, and it was just exposed to the water pump below. So I put this board in and nailed it with the nail gun in here. And it just fell a little short. I didn't have any other scraps. So, and this was all exposed into behind the drawers, and I knew my cat would go in there like crazy. So what I decided to do was screw in, let's see if it can focus, kinda, there we go. Screw in some extra fabric so it's really tight. My cat should not be able to get back in there, but who knows. I'm gonna put her litter box right here. This way I can cover it up, so that'll look all nice. And she can just go in there and do her thing. The kitchen has some kind of a mess of horns right now. This isn't gonna be here, but I think these are. I don't use the stove. I like to cook outside with my little portable grill. So I like putting antlers on my stove. And let's see, so we got the spice racks, we got some shelves, we got the windows, we got some fake flowers in this little antique Lysol bottle I found while shed hunting once in the desert, so that was kind of cool. Started putting some empty frames up that I'm going to put pictures of trout and deer in. Same with over here. This is going to be different kinds of trout. This shelf over here has the deer antlers. Then look at this. The bed. So I got the mattress, the special mattress. It just came in yesterday. That was super awesome. Like I said, I got it off Amazon. Now I found these cool sheets that kind of match everything, and then I already had this comforter, so now I have this beautiful bed. Look at that, it's huge. For a trailer, it's huge. I have this beautiful elk painting that I've always wanted to buy, and I finally did. Look at that elk bugling in the fog, that's so cool. Looks really good on that wall. I put some lighting in. So I have battery operated lights right here. Will look super cute at night. Then we got little push lights everywhere. Whoops. There we go. Let's turn those off. Which just makes it nice. There's another one there. Oops, I gotta take the duct tape off that one. Then there's 3 up here. So that'll be nice because when it's dark out I usually use lanterns, so this will make it a little easier. So I started storing some things under my bed. It's kind of a mess right now because I was looking for everything. Look at all that Mtn Ops I gotta bring everywhere with me because I need it. Keeps me hydrated. So I started putting some stuff in here, as you can see. Still gotta organize that a little bit. But things are looking good. Got so much food. Oatmeal and iced tea are my essentials. I don't know about you, but got some protein powder, and I got like 4 of those big peanut butters. So let's see. The closet fits so many clothes. It's so awesome. I have a lot of my warm stuff in here because it's always cold in the mountains. Let's see. Got 2 of those down there. Some of the things that I've done recently, I did a lot of touch-up paint along the staining and everything that needed to be done. Literally the last thing, pretty much the last thing left to do is to fix the green trim on the door. I got some beige on it, just being sloppy, and I need to fix that. And I guess I'm putting that off to the end because I'm so sick of painting, but this is what I've been doing recently, which is super cool. I'm loving it. So as you can see here on one side it's all exposed to the metal, and then on this side here I started putting primer on it. I'm gonna use a white primer on spots where the metal aluminum, whatever, is exposed. And with a couple coats of primer down, that'll allow me to paint it really nicely someday. So you can see what it looks like now. And then over here, I started doing something awesome, which is painting the trim dark green to match everything inside. So we got that part done right there. We got this part done. I still need to take some tape off. We got this part done. I still need to take some tape off. But you can see I'm just taping it off and priming the top with white and then doing the bottom with green just so the edges are clean. But some spots are better than others as far as the paint coming off. They won't need much primer. So that's pretty cool. So I just want to take a second to talk about what this trailer means to me. It's my first home that I've ever had that is completely mine. I've always lived with roommates or whatever, or my family, and that's cool too, but it's nice to just have your own little place, even if it is a canned home. And it's tiny, but I love it. It just really, it's super special to me, and now that I redid it and made it exactly the way I want it to be, it's even more special. So that's great, and I like the freedom that I can live anywhere I want to live in this thing. All I need is a place to park it on National Forest land, BLM. That's why public lands are so great. I can really just park this anywhere and call it my home until I move to the next spot, and that's awesome. I love that. So I don't know if I ever mentioned it before, but there really are no amenities in this trailer. I don't have water. I don't have a generator, I don't have a battery, electricity, none of that. So it really is a glorified tent, is what I like to call it. And yeah, I could have put the work and the time and the effort and the money into fixing those things, like, you know, getting a battery and checking out the wires and getting some, you know, whatever battery does for things, like lights. You know, there used to be lights and stuff in here. There's power outlets, but really at the end of the day, I don't need it. My truck has a power outlet, and my truck charges everything that I need to be charged. I'm gonna buy a little propane heater for when I need it, but when I don't need it, I literally sleep with like 50 blankets because it's cold in the mountains at night. So really, I just don't need those things. So it's nice to just have it really simple. I love it. But I want to take a second to talk about one more thing. I don't mean to preach or anything, but it's been really soothing getting rid of a lot of my stuff and trying to fit everything I own into this little tiny camper trailer. I think since I moved to Utah and really got into the mountain life, which was only 3 years ago, I've always been outdoorsy. I always went out of my way to do everything outdoors. Eat, sleep, like literally everything. See the sunrise. I've always been like that. But since I moved to Utah, it's definitely grown even from there since I grew up, and I've learned a lot of things. But first of all, I really believe that people need solitude. I don't think people were meant to live the way we live in cities and stuff these days. I get it. Some people like city life and it's essential for a lot of things and business and all that. But I really just don't like the idea of living somewhere where I can't see the stars, or I don't have open space to walk outside and shoot my bow, or, you know, like be able to walk up the mountain and find a lake where nobody's at and there's no trails and there's just ponderosa pine trees and I can just cast a line and fish all day and have no worries. Like, living in the city is really not my thing, and my trailer is my way to escape that for the summer. So that's why it's so special to me, because I get to live the life that I like to live, and I like being in the middle of nowhere. I like solitude, and I just kind of like the simplicity of life. Like, I truly believe, you know, people lived simple lives back in the day, and Not many people live simple lives anymore, and I think people should change that. I think that it's important to refresh and put yourself out there with little to nothing, you know, and just live. Because you find out what's really important, and it's not things for sure. Like clothes, whatever it is you have that you think you need, it really doesn't matter when you're happy where you're living and you just have nature. But maybe that sounds crazy, but maybe some of you can relate. And if you can, then good. I don't know. I just think that's just how I've always thought. And I really, truly love the mountain life that I live, and I wish that everybody could try it and see how nice it is without traffic and stoplights and all that garbage. So sick of that. But yeah, really at the end of the day, I just want to say it was nice to simplify, and that I feel more myself and more like, I just feel like more of an asset to the planet, even when I just go out there and live in my trailer and am happy. Because really at the end of the day, that's what it's all about, is being happy. So I'm glad I found something that I can call home and travel with and live between pine trees, because really that's all I want.